We know he has an Embercleave. So let's force him to use it. Alright, down to 5. Let's go up top. And we hit for 3. So close. 1 more damage, baby. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. Today we have an incredibly powerful deck for you. We're talking rotation proof. You're not going to be losing any cards if you do send some wild cards here. And the wild cards that you will be spending, you know, are not going to be rares and they're not going to be mythics. This is a complete free-to-play deck consisting of only common and uncommon cards competing at the top levels of the game. I'm climbing a rank through Diamond with very little effort. In fact, we do have some stats for you guys here. So you can see me, a nice upwards trajectory, 63% win rate with a free-to-play deck in mid to high Diamond. It's absolutely incredible. That is as good as you're ever going to get. And I have no doubt that not only myself, but many of you will be using this deck to climb into Mythic. And doing so, again, with 0 rares and 0 Mythics. So 63% win rate, 100% wins on the play. This deck is so fast and so powerful. If you can get going, there you go. And then 40% on the draw. It's kind of lame, but at the same time, if your opponent starts playing Triumphs and stuff, there you go. That's your opportunity. Let's get it done. So you can see our match breakdown here if you're interested. You know, the matches are very, very short. 1 minute to 8 minute being our longest match, right? So very quick matches, which makes climbing a rank very easy. So not only are you combining this, you know, very good win rates with the quick repetition of matches, so you should have very little trouble climbing a rank no matter where you are. If you're still in silver, if you're going through gold, people are going to be disgusted with you. And, you know, even through platinum, I think this is going to be like a hot knife through butter. You might slow down a little bit and drop down from like an 80% down to 60 once you reach diamond. But the big benefit of this deck is the fact that Teferi Time Raveler is no longer with us. This -3 of his used to suck, right? It would bounce your Flourishing Fox, which is one of the main cards that the deck is based around. It's a 1/1, and whenever you cycle another card, put a +1/+1 counter on the Fox. All of our cycling costs 1, so we can do this multiple times each turn, and this Fox can quickly become a strong contender, 7/7, 8/8, etc., right? The other main nuke of the deck, as I'm sure you're already aware, if not, here you go, Zenith Flare. This costs 4 instant speed. It deals X damage to any target, and you gain X life, where X is the number of cards with cycling in a graveyard, right? So, again, the whole deck is cycling. We are powering up our Fox, putting other things to the grave, and then just doing absolutely nuclear damage with our Zenith Flare. So I hope you guys are ready. This is going to be a deep dive into a free-to-play, rotation-proof cycling. We talk about the deck list in its entirety. What does each individual card do? What's its purpose? Then we're going to look at the deck's strategies and synergies, the deck tech, right? How do all of those individual cards come together to form a coherent and well-tuned archetype that's competitive within the core set 2021 meta? Next up, we're into the gameplay footage where we break down any playlines and interactions that we can find in said meta, right? It's not enough to know how your deck works, but you need to know how it operates within the environment that it's in, because the interactions between the different decks are not always going to be the same, especially with this cycling deck. So don't forget to watch to the end as well. We do have our upgrade guide after the gameplay footage where we talk about maybe lacing in some rares and some mythics to make this deck even stronger than it already is. So again, you should have no trouble reaching Mythic with this free-to-play, rotation-proof deck. Let's get right into it, but before I do, I want to remind you that if you find any value within the video, be sure to head down below and give me a thumbs up, and then you could also share the channel to a friend if you wanted to be so kind. Anywho, our 1-drops start out with 4 copies of Flourishing Fox. This is a 1/1, and whenever you cycle another card, put a +1/+1 counter on Flourishing Fox. His cycling is also for 1, so you can play this as a creature early game, or maybe late game, you can cycle it to buff up your Zenith Flare. Footfall Crater, this is an enchantment. Enchanted land has tap, target creature gains trample and haste until end of turn. cycling for 1. So this can go either way. A lot of the times we just like to cycle it, but you know, maybe you're in a weird position where you want haste on your Fox. But 80% of the time, I'd say we're cycling Footfall Crater, probably even more than that. Into our 2 drops, 4 copies of Drannith Healer. This is a 2/2, and whenever you cycle another card, you gain 1 life, cycling for 1. I like to play him if it's against a mono red deck, gain some of that life back. Valiant Rescuer, this is a 3/1. Whenever you cycle another card for the first time each turn, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. So unlike the Drannith Healer, which you can cycle multiple times per turn, the Rescuer will only have his ability triggered once per turn. So you can do this on your turn, and you can do this on your opponent's turn, because cycling is instant speed. You can do that at any time you want. Startling Development for 2. We have no blue mana in the deck, so don't worry about it. This is strictly here for the cycling. Cycling for 1. Drannith Stinger. This is a 2-drop, a 2/2. Whenever you cycle another card, Drannith Stinger deals 1 damage to each opponent, and then again, he himself has cycling for 1. So if your opponent really is playing any deck, I like to play Drannith Stinger, because he's going to lighten the workload of your Zenith Flare when the time comes, right? So all of the chip damage you can do early on, the better, because then you don't have to have so many cycling cards in your graveyard for lethal. Go for Blood. Now, this has a lot of versatility within the deck. For 2 sorcery speed, target creature you control fights target creature you don't control, cycling for 1. So lots of the times our opponent has big baddies on the field that can kind of hinder our play. However, we're cycling on top of our Fox, right? He becomes quite large, like we talked about. And then Go for Blood can be used on our Fox to remove our opponent's creatures. If we're not doing that, of course, it's just cycling for 1. On to our 3 drops, Memory Leak, which we will not cast. There is no black. Cycling for 1. Zenith Flare for 4, instant speed. We talked about this already. Dealing X damage to any target, and you gain X life, where X is the number of cycling cards in your graveyard. Frostveil Ambush. Again, don't even worry about the card. We don't have any blue mana. We're not casting it. Cycling for 1. 3 copies of this as well. We also have 3 copies of Boon, the Wish Giver. No blue mana in the deck, you're not casting it. Draw 4 cards, not today, just cycling for 1. That's all we're doing. We do have only 18 lands in the deck. The reason that these lands are trimmed back so much is the fact that we're cycling. We're always drawing cards. We're going through our deck as quick as we can, trying to find those Zenith Flares, trying to stack our cycling cards in our graveyard. So we're going to be pulling land along the way, which is why, you know, we don't really need a lot of land. And when you're trying to get on a cycle streak and cycle through 6 cards or 6 mana of yours, you know, it is sometimes hard if you brick on land, or flood on land, I should say, because you really want to be stringing those cycle cards together. Anywho, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's break down the entire deck strategies and synergies here. So we basically, you know, have done it previously while we're displaying the deck tech here. Our main objective is to fill the graveyard with cycling cards, use our Zenith Flare, blast our opponent. We can make this easier, because to get 20 cards cycled into our graveyard is a lot, right? 2 copies of Zenith Flare, now we're talking, you know, only 10 cards needing to be in our graveyard. But what are the chances of us drawing 2 Zenith Flares, right? So we need to try to always be balancing this equation between what are the chances that I'm going to even draw a single Zenith Flare, versus 1 versus 2, and then how much damage do you need to do chip-wise for each of those equations, right? So obviously, if you're pulling 2 Zenith Flares, the chip damage you need to do is very little. If you're pulling 1 Zenith Flare, you know, you might need to do up to 15, 10 chip damage on your opponent before you pop that flare. So it's a different equation to balance all the time based on your draw hand, and then based on, you know, your first 3-4 turns of cycling and drawing, depending on what you get. Not only this, but it depends what deck you're playing against. So if your opponent has attackers that don't have trample, for example, the Rescuer is awesome. This is going to allow you to survive. You're using the 1/1 tokens to chump block his big baddies. You continue to survive. You can cycle a whole bunch every turn looking for that Zenith Flare. So Valiant Rescuer is great for chump blocking through the 1/1s. Drannith Healer, I mentioned already, is great against decks that are doing aggro damage. Just helps you mitigate your life lost, so you can, again, get more turns in the game, cycle more, find that Zenith Flare, and smash your opponent. And then the Stinger. This is applicable almost in any matchup, just because it's doing that chip damage, and we talked about lightening the load of our Zenith Flare. Drannith Stinger is exactly how we want to do this. And this is a stackable creature as well. So, you know, 3, 4, 5, 10 chip damage does seem like a lot sometimes, but we can really, really reduce that with stacked Drannith Stingers, because lots of the turns we're cycling 2 to 3, maybe even 4 cards per turn. 2 Stingers, that's 8 damage 1 turn. The workload of our Flare is now decreased a lot. So that's fun. We talked about buffing the Fox up. You know, if this is in your opening hand, GG's, play it. You know, I would play this anytime that you think you could get these attacks through. If your opponent has creatures, you may want to play it as a chump blocker, right? And make it buff if maybe he's got tramples and the 1/1 chump blockers aren't enough, or you don't have it yet. But there's lots of times where you might just want to cycle it, throw it to the grave, looking for that Zenith Flare. So if you can get it out early game, good on you. Mid to late game, it's going to really depend on the field state, what matchup you're in, and what your objective is, right? If you still need to find your Flare or not. If you're looking for a land for your Flare, if you're trying to trigger your other cyclings for chip damage, you know, the life and the token, right? So it really all depends situational, and really learning how this deck operates within the meta is going to get you these consistent wins, knowing when to go wide, knowing when to do chip damage, knowing when to heal yourself, and knowing when just to when to just dig for that Zenith Flare, right? So again, with that being said, we are never casting anything with blue, anything with black, and we are rarely, if not never, casting our Footfall Crater, right? So those are all just there for cycling. The only things we're focused on is getting our Flourishing Fox out early. If it's an aggro deck, getting our healer out, if not cycling it. If he is another creature deck with no trample, you know, the Rescuer without cycling it. You know, I like to play the Rescuer almost all the time just because the cycling cost is 2. It's a little bit more expensive, but sometimes you will still have to cycle it. And then the Drannith Stinger dealing chip damage, go for blood, potentially can help our Fox kill a big baddie, which is cool. If not, cycle it, and then just hit him with the Flare. It's very easy. We're playing best of 1. There's no sideboard today. It's really, really easy to sideboard against cycling. You know, you just eat their graveyard and their Flare does nothing. Now they've got 4 Foxes, which you could easily remove, and good game, right? So this is really fine-tuned for best of 1. You catch your guys off guard. They don't have graveyard or the right kind of shutdown for you, and you just take advantage of it, right? It's really easy. Very straightforward. There's not much to it. The biggest thing within the deck is not cycling to find your Zenith Flare. It's distinguishing what deck you're playing against and what you need to do to survive the longest so you can make sure to find the Zenith Flare, right? And we talked about the Healer, the Rescuer, the Stinger, and the Fox all playing different roles within those scenarios. So that's the deck list. That's the deck strategy. I hope you're going to have a better time playing this. I guess you could call it Boros cycle, even though it's 4 colors. Right, because we're really only using white and red permanents. So enjoy it, check it out, let me know what you guys think. I'm live on YouTube every day, 6 a.m. Mountain Standard, live on Twitch an hour later at 7 a.m. Mountain Standard, and back on YouTube at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard. So morning, evening, and then we're in the Discord all day as well. Links for everything in the description below. We are barreling towards 10,000 subs. We have a 500,000 gem giveaway triggering at that point. Be sure to join the Discord, check out the giveaway tab to familiarize yourself with everything, right? And don't miss out on that. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share to a friend, hit the bell icon, blah, 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 blah. Most importantly, enjoy this footage, and don't forget to stick around to the end to catch our upgrade guide, closing thoughts, and any other propaganda that we can come up with. Take care. Oakley dokley. Fox. Okay. We even go first. Is this an auto concede? When this deck first came out and people couldn't handle it, those auto concedes were strong. Oh, we got a red land. That's really nice. So on turn 2, we're hitting for 3. That's, you know, totally fair and playable. We already have Zenith Flare. 4th land and just cycle, right? Let's get our Stinger out there. Just really helps that chip damage go through. Box up to 4. Right? That's life with the cycle deck. Totally rotation proof. Free to play, like super beginner friendly, and you know, just incredibly strong. Check it out. And you guys thought that last hand was good. We got 2 Foxes this time. Opponent goes first, though, so not quite as cool. And he's mono red, so this actually could be really good for him. Let's just do our best. Yeah. Red has early removal on the Fox. Oh, Lord. I would be losing my mind right now if I was him. 3 Foxes in the first 3 cards? Are you kidding me? Right? Let's hope he's got 2 Shocks. Alright, no blocks. Light up the stage, triggers. Annex hits the board, he Ember Cleaves the heck out of us. Right? We'll have to see where this cookie crumbles, so they say, right? I know my Fox loves table scraps. There's the Annex, yeah. Ooh. Ooh. If we could get our Fox high enough. So here's the question. Do we sacrifice a Fox? Let's try to pull the block. If he blocks, we cycle to push up. And if he doesn't, I think we sack 1 Fox for his Annex. What do you guys think of that? No. Let's risk it for the biscuit. Down to 12. If he uses Ember Cleave, we'll get hit for 5, 6, 12, 13 damage. And then we're back over for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So he could overextend here, and we could finish him off. His best bet, I think, is just to play the Giant and go on defense. But he can still Ember Cleave here. And we actually get hit for more than 12. Okay. Rimrock. He wants to do it next turn. Smart man. Smart man. Cycle to 6, right? Oh. If he has a Torbrand, we're screwed. But I just want to make him block with those champions. He does. Gets the tokens, which is annoying. Goes down to 3 because of the devotion drop, which actually will keep our Foxes alive now. So we kill Annex, and Annex only makes 1 token now, also because the devotion dropped. However, if a Torbrand hits the field here, we're screwed. We sidestepped most of the Ember Cleave. He could still hit for, like, what, 8, 9, 10, 11? Yeah, if he's got the Cleave, we're dead too. Cleave or Annex, and we've overextended to our deaths. Yeah, good game. We get close. No Zenith Flare. And he gets it with Xaxes. I guess I'm the one that overextended. Now, typically you wouldn't keep this hand because you need a Plains or a white mana source to play the Flourishing Fox, but, now this is a big but, we can cycle to double our chances of drawing that Plains right away. Cycling our off-color cards first. Right? You don't want to cycle a Fox when we're trying to play that Fox. Cycle the things that we never play. Wow. Just looking for land, right? At the very least, we're going hard with our Zenith Flare. The cats are going to be gross. Oh no. I can't believe it. Where is this land at? This is incredible. Wow. Oops. This deck is a slot machine though, right? Goes or it doesn't. And for 7 here. Oh no, it goes up because another cat gets us for 8. Still no land. Good game. We went through 9 cards there. Didn't pull a single land. That's bad luck, baby. Let's pull that slot reel. Yup. Mono red sucks. I'm tempted to play him. And hopefully he's got no removal, and we can just make those tokens for chump blockers. Right? That's going to be ideal for us, if this Rescuer does not get removed. Moment of truth. Spitter. Don't you dare shock me. Now we try just to run away with it. First time each turn. Cycling our off-color cards first, making the token, drawing the card, passing the turn, and now on his before his attack phase, we cycle again. Again, that's really annoying. Alright, let's just keep with it. Let's cycle, make the token. Play the Stinger. Oh no, no. This costs 2. Let's kill Annex. Gets the 2 tokens. Sucks, but it's better than an Embercleave. And we'll just cycle on his turn. He could Embercleave one of those tokens. That would be hardcore. Going right for the HPs. Oh, he needs to activate Light Up Stage. I see. I see. A 3rd Scorch Spitter. Gosh darn tune, this is getting risky. Let's take that cycle. We need, you know, some of those big boys coming out here. Life gain is nice. And we could just kill one of these things. Oh, never mind, can't do that. I think that's worth it. Just to pick off a Scorch Spitter. We stay alive, and now we're mitigating some damage, and we still get to block one next turn, which is pretty cool. 16 life. Basically just looking for, you know, those Zenith Flares at this point. Cycling's up at 9. Which would be pretty detrimental to a red deck if we gained 9 life. There's the Giant, which is fine, no attacks. Unless he needs to light up the stage again. Really? Alright. Oh, okay, Rimrock Knight. Still a decent trade for us. Looking for that flare. Alright. We could do chump blockers next turn. $20 cards through, no flare. Something's not right there. Down to 12, that's not good. That is not good. Ugh, gross. 2 land, that's fine. Create the dude. Cycle for a token. Gain life. There it is! Woo! Pass our turn. And then on his... Before his attack phase, we're going to cycle a Stinger. Well, actually, before blockers. Gain a life, make a token. We know he has an Embercleave. So let's force him to use it. Alright, down to 5. Let's go up top. And we hit for 3. So close. 1 more damage, baby. If we pull anything, we can Stinger and cycle for the damage. Woohoo! Well, we have our requirement, 1 land and 1 Flourishing Fox. Opponent goes first. Can't really do anything about that, though. A 2nd land, that's so good. For a second there, I thought I cycled him on accident. I was like, oh my god. I was sure it was on the left. Ah, Robert sucks. As long as he doesn't take our Zenith Flares. We're defending. Pulled another Fox, which is cool. He's got some of that double strike shenanigans going on, though. Mardu Knights. Oh, no. Nice. We got a human shenanigans here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, so Zenith Flare's online. Only 4 in the grave, though. We just need to survive a few turns, get some chip damage in. Okay, the Enforcer's fine. There shouldn't be any attacks. Let's cycle this. Just cast, go for blood. Get rid of the Enforcer so nothing's indestructible. Trade with the Robber? Probably not. Just defend against it instead is better. And we're up to 6. Needs lava coils and stuff. More dire tactics, we'll just straight up do it. Eliminates, yeah, he's got lots of firepower that can get it done. 2 damage here. We just cycle this, sadly. Nice. Cycle this. Cycle this. We're just going on a rampage here. Land. I'm going to play that role of the aggressor to try to get him down closer to 10 so our Zenith Flare hits hard. Right? We now have a buffer zone of 13 life. Haste, that's not good. They all tap though, so that gets us another 5 free damage. This is good game, he's overextended. Easy wins. Fox, you know, the Zenith Flare, just, it's good. This draw hand does not meet our requirements. 1 land and nothing good. We'll keep 6, we don't want to go too far down the hole. And our opponent goes first. Yikes. More Knights. Let's not reveal what deck we are yet. Nice. We have to go wide and try to avoid his Embercleave. Nice. Crazy stuff. I mean, I guess this is crazy too, having 4 rescuers, but we need to just survive. We can't take turns off to play them. Wow. This is a good game. There's nothing I can do against this. We kill both as veterans. I mean, that's something, but... Get a chump blocker down to 8. The general in the house. This is looking pretty bad. Hey, if we had a land and then Shatter the Sky, that'd be neat. That could be a comeback, but... I mean, you know, we clawed our way down as best we could. Still get hit for 6. Woof. Any hand with Zenith Flare is a good hand. So we're gonna let it rock. Only way we're playing these as creatures is if our opponent's mono red. If not, I think we just cycle. We should be doing this on his end step, but whatever, let's go. Should have played our Stinger. So let's play our healer. Oh my lord, nice. That's gonna be hard to deal with. We need chump blockers for that in a big way. Let's just go for it. Okay, perfect, 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 perfect. So he has to discard here, which is actually... Oh no. Nice. Oh, and he has one organically? Stop it! We're gonna take the kill here. We get blasted. Right, that puts us up to 5. You can double equip it to kill us next turn. There's no way around this. The only thing we can do is blast him to survive another turn, but that doesn't help us get any other cards away. No matter what he draws, he can recast it and do 13 damage to us. So we'd have to play the Zenith Flare and cycle 2 cards, or the healer. Which we can do. Let's cycle 1 now and pretend that we don't have the other. There's no discard he can do. He gets to draw, and then pay 3 life, discard it for the other embrace. He just organically pulls it. Wow. So he goes to 13. You know, we're never going to get to 8, so let's cycle this, go for blood. We go up to 14. We can kill this stupid Reggie, right? We're at 7. Play the land, cycle the ambusher. We go to 8. Blast this giant thing. Get out of here. Holy moly. That was a close one, kids. Let's take our hit. We're up to 10. Alright. I don't mind if I do, Mr. Fox. I don't mind if I do. Let's play our Stinger as well. Well, we got the Fox out. Let's go big. Because we could pull a nice cycle string here. Land's no good. All we want is more cycling cards. Land also no good. Down to 17. We're from like, what, 1 to 12? If we can get a cycling string here, we'll win. Oh, we already actually have lethal. Let's just go as high as we can for fun. Demonstrate some of the power. This is our last cycle. Good game. We could have smashed him. But he knows where it's headed. We have both our prime and secondary directives in hand. Do we go first? There's no way we're that lucky. There is. Okay, we're talking turn 1 shock for sure. Interesting. No more land, please. That's quite enough. We just keep pulling land. So gross. Keep go for blood in case we need to remove a creature. And on turn 3, we've now done already 9 damage. Just with the Fox. That's what he thinks too. Poor guy. Like, that's what it is though. Well, now this could go either way. Land is good. We have absolutely nothing in hand. I'm going to be greedy. We find a flare at least. Keep 6. Toss, whatever, doesn't matter. Play the land, just start cycling. Well, let's be smart. We're pretending that that's a shock. Now he plays slow and we can reveal ourselves as the cycling player we are. Playing that second land is not bad. I'm just gonna go cycle crazy here. There's our 3rd land, very cool. Just looking for our 4th. Lair's already at 3. Fox comes in play for sure. let's keep that one cycle hidden. Right? Maybe he's like, I'll do 2 damage to it with a cry. And then we push it to 3. Arrow. Gains life, ramps. That's pretty good for him. Let's cycle up to 3. Our 4th land. Let's just go crazy. Right? This is just madness. Win's a win's a win. Doesn't matter how you get it. This isn't great by any means. But I have the feeling just deep down that we should keep it, so I'm going to. That's definitely something that helps. Again, kind of faking out the fact that we might have a shock to our opponent. He might not want to play something with 2, right? He's going to want to play something with 3. And now we can reveal ourselves. We may need a little bit of life here. So we're going to play our healer. Serpent for 3, that's good too, with trample. The trample's gonna suck. 20. Let's just go for it. Let's hold it. We'll try to do it next turn maybe, if we do end up doing it. Back to 20, plenty of land, no attacks. Almost too much land. So we're gonna rescue and then make that token. Getting hit for at least 6 here. Down to 14, that's very unpleasant. Another serpent, gross. So again, we're passing our turn, and then we're going to cycle on his turn, so we are getting that other token. Because it only makes 1 on each turn. Drannith can get life anytime it wants. Wow, this goes up to a 7/7. We can't take 11 2 turns in a row. Ouch. He's got protection from multicolor. That hurts too. So this is the one weird time where you're allowed to cycle your Fox. Send her to the grave, baby. Zenith Flare goes up. We're gonna die next turn unless we execute these flares out. First one hits for 8. We're not blocking. Down to 10. We cycled a 9. Can we get another cycle for the win? Or can he attack, overextend, and allow us to attack for the win? All right, that's not good.
I'm coming for you next.
You know, it gets 2 additional damage, so we're talking... Oh no, okay, just removes our heals. Still hit for 10. Here's all the money, baby. That's gonna be a good game, I think, right? 3, 4, 5. This is 6. There goes 1 to 9. Oh, that's actually all we needed to do. We may as well just push our luck, right? Oh, it almost wanted to... I guess the cycle should still use a planes, yeah. Smart computer. Send them to the lottery. Ching 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 ching. Blessed be thy hand, and thy who plays first. This is an ideal hand. If we haven't been having good luck prior to this, well, I think we are a little bit now. Let's see how early we can get our opponent to concede here. I think turn 3 is our earliest concede. When the cycling deck first came out, people would concede as soon as they see the Fox. Right? Just gives guys heebie-jeebies. Blue. What's blue going on with, right? Do we want to go wide? Or do we just pummel in? Let's go wide. Tokens never hurt anybody. And now, because we do this, it makes him distinguish our Fox as a non-threatening card on the board. The Rescuer is now much more threatening than the Fox. Right? If he removes something, I almost can guarantee you it's the Rescuer. Which is fine. It puts him in a lose-lose situation. That's why he's thinking so hard about it. Yeah. And he leaves us the Fox. It does go to exile, which is weird. But regardless. It's to the point where we can now just cycle our Fox. Hopefully we get one more cycle here. Too much land's never fun. Okay, perfect. Up to 4. Down to 15. The exile is actually pretty good because the cycling now can't stack our Flare from the graveyard. Lava Coil. Dirty dog. Now they're cycling for next turn? No. The tutelage, interesting. He's taking a turn off here. We get hit for 4, down to 11. And he's milling our cycling cards into the grave. Okay. As long as he doesn't have a graveyard discard situation. Cycling for the token. Plus just more cycling cards in hand. Oh no. Hit for 4, down to 11. Flare up, down to 5. He's gonna mill more cycling cards, right? Just increasing the power of our Zenith Flare. He has to remove our graveyard, and then when he does, he spent his mana, and we can just attack for lethal. We are on a tear with this cycling deck through Diamond. Honestly, you should have no problem playing this deck through Diamond. And a big shout out to our Twitch Prime supporters, BananaGun12, just with his Twitch Prime. Make sure to connect your Discord with your Twitch. It's just in the integrations within the Discord options, your settings there, right? And then you're going to get access to our VIP chat where we've got a ton of giveaways for you guys happening above and beyond what we already do for the entire community. So big shout out to all of our supporters, not only on Twitch, but Patreon and YouTube as well, making this increased amount of content possible. Not only from myself, huge gratitude, but from the community who's been enjoying it as well. And he's pushed our Flare up to 15, if you can believe it or not. Woof. So this is all with a 0 rare, 0 mythic, free-to-play, rotation-proof deck, you guys. We're not running any cards from, War of the Spark or Corset with 20 back. So this is all brand new stuff. We go first, 2 land, plus the Rescuers. My heart's saying not keep it, but sometimes we ignore ourselves. So let's see if we're punished for doing so. Rescuer goes out. I might even put a second out. Cry would destroy us, right? Exiling our cards, that would suck. This is a reanimator deck though, so let's be cautious. Just cycling on his turn. Wow, he's just going to the draw city. What's he discarding here? We're going on so deep here. Wait for 8. That's crazy. I have lethal next turn, so I'm gonna hold off. Right, because if he cries, we don't want to lose our whole board state. I need to be able to play the Stinger and just hit with more cycle damage. Grody, right? That's not fun. That's his turn, though. That's not good. Fox is good. I'm sure he's got lots of removal, though. Just looking for a flare at this point. He's plenty low. We have the land. No counter magic within Rakdos, so let's just hammer down, try to find that flare. He's trying to figure out how to get through this, right? Okay. Spends all of his mana to kill my guy. Let's just force him to do that again, actually. Rather than taking the cycle and risking it, let's force him to remove us again. He gained a lot of life there as well, didn't he? All we want is cycling here. Cycle, cycle, cycle. Uh-oh! B-I-N-G-O. I want to hit it with him right now, take him to 1, but let's just wait. He's going to remove our Fox to the grave. That takes us to 10. We get the kill. Solemn Simulacrum does not gain life. Plays another land, though. It is tapped, so no worries. Single cycle card wins us the game. To the Grizzave! Yes, spend your mana. Bye-bye. Again, if you guys are looking for a deck to not only get your daily quests done, but slam through Diamond on your way to Mythic, look no further. 0 rares, 0 mythics. I'm going to say it every time, it's so good. Oakley Dokley, 63% win rate within mid to high Diamond. Working very good, and I have no doubt that you guys could take this to Mythic. Free-to-play, rotation-proof, beginner-friendly, you know, absolutely explosive with the power level on this deck. You know, we took a look at the free-to-play Mutate. That was obsessive as well. I think this is just as good. You know, Mono Black wasn't so hot. If you guys are interested in any other rotation-proof free-to-play decks, we've got them all in the playlist. So go to the channel's homepage, and then we've got all of our playlists sorted really, really nicely for you guys. So everything from beginner guides, top standard, historic, brawl, you know, it's all there for you. So check it out. I encourage you to do so, and you know, really just like this video, share the channel out to a friend, and most importantly, go enjoy your day. I don't know. It's been a long day, right? They get pretty messy after about 4 or 5 hours of recording. So thank you for your time and attention. Everybody supporting the channel on YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon financially, making all of this increased workload possible. I have not worked this hard in a while. So big shout out to you from not only myself, but the community who's been enjoying all of this content. So, you know, mwah, take care. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.